got created. So then we have created the device groups. So with the help of device groups, so we started building the devices. Okay. So this is what so we took our case study. Okay, now so the last verification step. So we went to the administration tab. We verified under the inventory. So what about the hardware list? Okay. So we could see that. So what all the hardwares that are available on this director, so which is in okay. So the status I can see for hub 105 it is in claimed status, whereas for branch 110 so it is in shipped status. Okay. So let's try to onboard this branch. So branch 110. Let's try to go ahead and let's try to onboard this branch. Like so, in order to onboard this branch, so R. So now we have made everything ready on the director. So we have made everything ready on the director for the branch. So this is my branch 110. I have made configuration ready for this branch. This director is connected to the VC. So VC is running with MPLS and then internet. Okay, so here we have a branch 110. Okay, so the branch 110, so there is no configuration available on branch 110. And what we try to do is, so we'll take a CLI access to this branch. So we'll try to execute the CLI based scripting. First, we'll try to execute the CLI based scripting. So with the help of that CLI based scripting, what is going to happen? So there is a tunnel that gets created between the branch and then controller. So this controller, I have made it as a staging controller. I'll show you how to do that. So the staging controller. So based on that, this branch 110 will establish a tunnel towards the VC. VC will provide a temporary IP address to the branch. The branch will try to share the serial number towards the VC. VC will take the temporary IP address and serial number of the branch and updates to the VD. Now VD will verify, so to this serial number, what is the configuration we have it. So based on that, VD will try to establish a netcon session and pushes the configuration to the branch. So after receiving the configuration, the branch gets rebooted and comes up with the active configuration called X. So with active configuration X, what all the things we are going to see it. So we'll find the interfaces with IP addresses. So we'll find the TVA interfaces which are getting created. So in case, so if the control plane is up, even we are going to see the PTY interfaces as well. Okay. So then the device comes up with the routing instances, what all the routing instances the device is going to hold it. So it comes up with these routing instances. So then the DAA, so as we selected the DAA, so there is a default route, so which will try to forward it to the internet via. So these are all the things. So the active configuration, whatever we configured on the director, so based on that, the branch is going to receive that configuration. So it comes up with this, all the configs. So let's try to go on, execute the command. So how you try to execute the command, what parameters we need it. Already we come across about that. So this is my branch one. Okay, so branch one is talking to the VC and VC is talking to the VD. Okay, so we'll try to establish the VPN tunnel. In order to establish the VPN tunnel, what all the parameters the branch requires? It requires at least WAN IP address and then the gateway information. Okay, so what is the WAN IP address and what is the gateway router information? So we are trying to get that information, the WAN IP address and the gateway information. Okay. So after having the WAN IPs and then gateway information, what is the controller IP address? So what is the controller IP address? Just a minute. Please give me a minute, please. Sorry. Right. So when it comes to the branch, so what all the information it needs? So it needs the WAN IP address, it needs the gateway IP address, and it needs the controller IP address information. So in order to establish the tunnel, okay, so it needs the reachability. So we are trying to provide the reachability information. So plus, in order to establish the IPsec VPN, okay, so we need the VPN authentication parameters. VPN authentication parameters as such, IKID parameters. Okay, so what is its local IKE identity and what is the remote IKE identity? Then the additional parameters. So if you look at the additional parameters, okay, so here, so it requires a VPN proposal. Okay, so it requires, so the VPN key which is going to be used. Okay, so all this information. So VPN proposals, VPN key, type of the VPN we are going to use it. Is it a digital certificate or the pre-shared key mechanism? So what is going to happen? So this information, do I need to provide all these inputs manually? No. So because the branch is running with a FlexVNF, the controller is also running with a FlexVNF. So the same operating system which is running on branches and then controllers, which implies that so they are going to support the same set of VPN proposals. Okay, same set of VPN proposals. So they are going to use it. And coming to the VPN key, by default, the VPN key is going to be 1234. Okay, so if you have modified the default key, then even I have to enter the VPN key here. Okay, so if you don't modify the VPN key, you can just ignore this part. So these are the VPN parameters which are required. So the authentication parameters, local IP identity, remote IKE identity, and the VPN parameters. So these are optional parameters. So until unless you go and modify something, so you don't need to enter in the script. Okay, so once you have entered all these parameters, so perfectly fine, then there would be a tunnel between the branch and then controller. But how does the branch, so we'll try to get the configuration from the VD. So it has to present the serial number. It has to present the serial number. So whatever the serial number, branch will try to present it. Whatever the serial number the branch is trying to present to the VD. So VD will try to verify. So in the database, it tries to verify what is the serial number. Based on that, so it tries to push the configuration towards the branches. So based upon this serial number, so what is going to happen? The config which is available on the director will get towards this branch. Let's try to do this step. So let's try to put out our WAN IP address, so the gateway IP address, then controller IP address, then IK identity parameters, then the serial number of the branch. We'll try to put all these inputs and let's try to onboard this branch. Okay. So I'm taking access to the branch 110. I'm going to this, so PuTTY connections. I'm taking access to branch 110. So I'm executing the username and then password. Right, so here, so it is a Unix mode. So you'll be working under the Unix mode. If you wanted to start the Versa's CLI, I have to type the CLI command. Then it shows the Versa's CLI. These Versa's commands will be displayed. Okay, so this is a simple command. So if you wanted to see the list of interfaces, show interfaces brief is the command. If I look at the show interfaces brief, okay, so there is no configuration available on all these interfaces. Okay, so there is no configuration which is available on all these interfaces. Only the ETH0 we have configured with a particular IP address. Right, so ETH0, so we have configured a management IP address. Okay. Right, now what I wanted to do is, so I do not have any configuration on this branch. So for this branch, we have prepared everything on the director. Now this branch, if it gets connected to the director, so it is going to receive the configuration from the director. So due to that, so I'm entering into the Unix mode again. Okay, so I'm changing the directory /opt/ Versa.
Hare, serial number means the device serial number, na? Whatever device serial number.
So there are two things, Prakash, actually. So when it comes to serial number, so either you want to rely on the hardware serial number, whatever the serial number, the branch has come up. Okay, so we can use the serial number, the same serial number we can configure on the director. If not,
Hardware serial number, right?
hardware serial number. This is one option.
Okay.
The next one is software based serial number. Okay, from the director we try to mention some serial number. While executing the script, let's try to use the same serial number. Okay, so this software based serial number.
Okay.
Just for to get the configuration from the director, so we are going to use this software based serial number. Okay, so if it is you already knew the serial number of the branch, what I can do is I can use the same serial number on the director and I can create the branches with the same serial number. If not, so I can use some software serial number on the director, and while executing the script, we are going to use this serial number into the script.
Okay.
Right. So I'm changing the directory. I'm going to this OPT Versa scripts directory. Okay, so now I want to go ahead and I wanted to execute the script. Okay, so this is a script. So what we have. Okay, so sudo staging script, which is of Python based, -l, which is nothing but the local IKE identity, -r, which is nothing but remote IKE identity. This is for establishing the VPN tunnel. Okay. Now -n, what serial number you wanted to put it? That's nothing but the serial number information. -c, controller IP address. -w, WAN interface. If it is 0, it is nothing but VNI 0/0. So if it is 1, it is going to be VNI 0/1. Okay. So we'll try to put, so based upon our requirement, so we are going to mention whether it is a 0 or it is going to be the 1. Right. -s, which tells that the static IP address, and what is the IP address on WAN interface, and what is the gateway IP address. Gateway IP address is
it is mandatory to use the Linux script, or we
no, Prakash. This is the script which is used for the onboarding process.
Okay.
This script is automated. You have to just provide these parameters, so automatically it gets connected to the director. If everything.
Okay.
Right. So now what I wanted to do is I want to go ahead and I want to change the serial number, because on the director we mentioned the serial number called CP110. Okay. So here I can see on the director, so I can see that the serial number what I mentioned is CP110. So due to that, I am trying to mention the CP110 and -l/r. Where are we going to get these parameters? Okay, I'm taking access to the controller. So here I'm selecting one of the controller here. So if you look at the diagram, okay, so we have the controller 1, controller 2. So this is the branch. So I can onboard with the controller 1 or I can onboard with the controller 2, because I have a connectivity for both the controllers. Now I want to onboard with this controller 1. I'm going and verifying that controller 1 VPN parameters. Okay, so what is the VPN parameters that controller 1 is having? I'm going and verifying under the configuration tab, under the services tab. Okay, under the IPsec, I'm clicking on that VPN profiles and I'm selecting the WAN circuit. Either you want to go with MPLS or you want to go with INET. Okay, so the WAN circuit. So you could see that staging IPsec profiles, staging IPsec profiles. The moment you make the controller as a staging server, so we are going to get these two profiles. Okay. So I'm selecting the MPLS VPN profile. What is the configuration we have it on this MPLS VPN profile? So it is telling that the MPLS, so controller 1 staging IPsec. What is the VPN type? So the controller staging SD-WAN VPN type. Then I could see that on which interface the VPN is getting terminated. Here I can see that, so the interface is VNI 0/1.0. So this is nothing but the, so the VNI 0/1.0 is nothing but the MPLS interface on the controller. And what about the IK identity parameters? So here you could see that the branches having the IK identity of SD-WAN -branch at sp.com, and So the remote IP identity, which is nothing but the controller 01-staging, okay, at sp.com. What is this SP stands for? So if you remember in the morning class, we discussed about that. So the parent organization is mandatory on the director. So what is the reason? The parent organization, we are going to perform the staging process. Okay, you cannot onboard the branches with help of tenant. That's not possible. You should always onboard the devices with help of parent organization. Once the onboard process is done, the branch can get any tenant information. Okay, but when you talk about the onboarding process, we need to always onboard with help of the parent organization. Okay, I am taking so these values, IK identity parameters, I'm taking these informations. Okay, so then what is the pre-shared key we are going to use it? So 1, 2, 3, 4 is the default pre-shared key which is going to be used. So with all these inputs, so I'm going with a controller and I'm trying to verify what is the controller VNI 0x1 IP address. I'm verifying the controller's VNI 0x1 IP address. I can see that VNI 0x1, what is the IP address? 192.168.17.1 is the IP address. So we'll try to create so 192.168.17.1 as a controller IP. So I'm going and I'm executing this script. So just verify the parameters. Sudo so script -l sdwan -branch at sp.com -r controller1 staging at sp.com -n serial number, the controller serial, so controller IP address, and we wanted to assign this IP address on the VNI 0x1 interface. On VNI 0x0, we wanted to assign this IP address. So due to that, we mentioned -w0-s this IP address. Then what is the gateway IP address in order to reach the controller? So we are trying to mention the gateway IP address is 19. At the moment, so everything is correctly configured. What is going to happen? Okay, so we'll try to understand this. What is going to happen here? I can see what is the status of the branch. It is in shipped state. Okay, so the status of the branch is in shipped state. I'm going and I'm verifying the show interface brief. So what is the output you are going to see here? Now with help of that script, VNI 0x0 got an IP address, which is nothing but 192.168.19.110. Then the TVA interface, you could see that the TVA interface 10.0.1.3, the temporary IP address, so which is available on this TVA 0x1. This is the temporary interface which gets created during the scripting process, and it gets this IP address.
Hari, sorry to interrupt you. Why it took this specific interface 0/1, not a 0/2, 0/3? Because we have not mentioned in the script.
No, it's not. Which one you're talking about? IP address on the interface 192.168.19?
Yeah.
Because we mentioned.
No, IP address we mentioned, but we haven't mentioned the interface.
No, 0 has been mentioned.
-0.
Okay, 0 means
0x0.
okay, 0 means 0/0. Okay. Okay.
If you look at this process, what is going to happen? So the script is simple. So IP address allocated on the WAN interface, the temporary IP address, it got it. And if you look at the next process, so look at here, the commit performed by the admin via SSH using the netcon. So which tells that the branch onboarding is getting successful. Okay, controller to branch VPN is up. The controller has updated to the director that this branch serial number. So the director has established the netcon session, and so the configuration is getting pushed to the branch. Okay, so what is going to happen? Device is getting rebooted. Once this
Hari, just a second. Are these steps somewhere shown in a case, in a document, the way you have done it? Because we may not remember the syntax the way it is.
No, that's fine. After doing 2-3 times, immediately will come. I will get it. Okay, so all these are the next steps. So how do you configure? How do you onboard it? These are all the steps which are available. Okay. Right. So the device gets rebooted. Okay, so now the device has come up with the active configuration. So already the device got rebooted, so we lost the connection. So we are trying to get the connection back to this device. Right, so look at the host name. So did it match with the host name? So branch 110. Yes, it has matched with the host name. I'm going to the director and I'm seeing it the inventory. Okay, so first let me go to the inventory and then verify the hardware over there. Look at the hardware status. So now the status is going to be the claimed. Okay, branch 110, which has come up with the serial number CP110. Okay, so what is its status? So status is nothing but the claim. Okay. Right, so I'm going to the administration appliances. Now you could see that branch 110 is connected to the director. Okay, so it is onboarded with a tenant one. The config is in sync between the director and the branch. So there's a reachability from the director towards the branch. So you could see the type. So it is nothing but a branch. Now let me go to this CLI command. So and let's try to verify whether did we receive all the interfaces or not. Okay, so look at the show interfaces brief command now. Okay, so it has come up with multiple routing instances, multiple interfaces. So you could see, so the first interface is 0 by 0, which is management interface. Okay, so the VNI 0 by 0, which we placed in MPLS, VNI 0 by 1, which we placed in internet, VNI 0 by 2, which we placed in the LAN VR. So based on that, it has created the routing instances and it has placed the interfaces as a part of respective routing instances. And just tally the IP address, whatever we created on the director, 19.110, 20.110, and 172.16.110.1. All these IP addresses, we created it on the director. Now the branch is able to get this information. Okay, right. So if I go and verify this, so these two interfaces, PTVI 4 and PTVI 5, which tells that the tunnels that are created towards the controller. Okay, the tunnels that are created towards the controller. Okay, so here, so if I look at the overlay IP addresses, now what is the overlay IP addresses? Okay, so the TVI 0 by 4, TVI 0 by 5 got created. What is the reason why the naming is 0 by 4, 0 by 5? Let's go here and verify what is the global tenant ID. Okay. Now I'm clicking on this director, organizations. Okay, so here I can see that tenant 1 is having a global tenant ID as 2. So that's the reason it has created TVI 0 by 4 and then 0 by 5. Okay, so just ignore about this part. So what is this TVI 0 by 6, 602 and 603? This is for the DIA. Let's talk about that little later. Okay, so now concentrate on this TVI 0 by 4, 0 by 5, which will be used in order to establish the overlay tunnels. Okay, so this IP address, did we assign this IP address? So 10.1.0.102, did we ever assign this IP address? 10.1.64.102? Did we do that? No, it's automated. The director will try to create this configuration.
Also, we haven't assigned this IP address also 192.168.110, right?
We assigned it.
MPLS and internet IP address.
We configured this option because by going to the workflows, devices, what did we do here? Under the devices, we have provided these values, right? Under the bind data, we have provided the user input. This is nothing but we have provided it. These values are nothing but whatever the inputs we have provided it. That's the reason the branch is able to get these values.
Okay, okay.
So, that is
So
not-
earlier we were provision this configuration in director. Okay.
Exactly. So we have created everything for the branch. After onboarding it, the branch has got the configuration. Okay. Now, the moment the branch is connected to the director, you can completely avoid taking a CLI access until and unless you are trying to troubleshoot something. You can completely avoid the CLI access to the branch. So, for example, I'm going to this administration. So I'm clicking on these appliances. I could see that one of the appliances is not branch 110. If I go and click on that 110, okay, the access for 110. I can go on configuration. I could see that, okay, what all the interfaces we have it. Okay, what is the IP addresses on these interfaces? What all the TVA interfaces that got created by clicking on the tunnel? I could see that the TVA interfaces which got created. What is the IP addresses it has it? Okay, what about the encapsulation types? Okay, so then, so if you wanted to go ahead and you wanted to see what all the virtual route. Just muting. Please, in case if you have any questions, just let me know. Okay, so I'm just muting. Okay. So under this virtual routers, you could see that what all the virtual routers we have it. So we got internet transport, we have MPLS. Yeah. This one, can you go on mute, please? Right. So the internet transport VR, MPLS transport VR, and as we onboarded with the tenant one, it has got the tenant one control VR and tenant one LAN VR. So all these VRs are automatically getting created. Okay. Right. So then, so there are some default zones that gets created. Okay. So here you could go and verify that the default zones, so which are getting created. So as of now, so once we are discussing security, we'll talk about all these type of zones. Okay. Right. So then, so I'm going to the services tab here. So I wanted to see what all the VPN profiles we got it. I can click on this IPsec VPNs. So it has got the multiple profiles here. Okay. So this configuration is pushed by the director. We don't need to really configure the anything related to the control plane and then data plane. So everything is getting pushed by the director itself. Right. So now I wanted to see whether the branch has established the control plane towards the controller or not. Okay. So how do you go on verify that? Okay. So first let us understand about the dynamic tunnels. Did it create a dynamic tunnel towards the controller or not? Okay. So by executing this command, show interfaces, dynamic tunnels. So we are able to see what all the tunnels the branch has created. Okay, so what all the tunnels the branch has created it. So under these tunnels, so you could see that, so the PTY 0/26, which tells that there is a clear text tunnel towards the controller 1. Okay, so /27, there's a clear text tunnel towards the controller 2. And controller 01, controller 02, there is a secure tunnels here. And if I look at the interfaces, what is the source of that interfaces? TVA 0/4, which is used for VXLAN tunnels. TVA 0/5, which is used for the secure tunnels. Now, which tenant? So these interfaces are going to be part of tenant 1. Okay, so what all the VRF instances? So the interfaces will be placed the control VR. What is its local IP address and what is its remote IP address? Okay, so what is the remote site identity? So this is nothing but the branch ID. So we are able to see that. Okay, so hope you got it. So these are the dynamic tunnels. Okay, so when I go on verify the control plane. No, so remember this IP address. So 10.1.64.102 and 10.1.64.1 and then 64.2. Okay. So if I go on verify show BGP neighbors. Okay, so brief. Okay, so concentrate on the tenant 1 control VR. So concentrate on this tenant 1 control VR. So ignore about the other BGP routers. Okay, tenant 1 control VR. Okay, so there's a controller 1 and then controller 2. So the 64.1 and 64.2. Okay, so the IP address 64.1, 64.2 is nothing but the BGP peering IP addresses. Okay, so here, so we have the, so the BGP peer, so which is running on these IP addresses. Okay, what is this IP addresses? 64.1, 64.2, that's nothing but the controllers ESP tunnel IP addresses. Okay. So the controllers ESP tunnel IP addresses, so which will be used as a part of BGP peering. So which tells that the prefixes so that are sent, okay, so that are received. Okay, so we could able to understand this information. Okay. So if I go and verify, so the detailed output, if I go and verify the detailed output, so here, so there is so the options here, okay, under the tenant one control VR, so which is between the branch and then controller. So the NLRIs advertised by the peer, NLRIs for this season. Okay, so I can see that INET Unicast, INET VPN, and then Versa private family, INET 6 Unicast, and then INET 6 VPN. Okay. So this NLRIs so will be used. Okay, so in order to advertise, so in order to establish the BGP peering, so between the branch and then controller. Okay. Right, so the control plane is up. So between the branches and then controller, the control plane is up. So like what I was talking about. So when you are trying to deploy the workflow template, so you decided that to which controllers the branches has to establish the control plane. Now again, I am going back to this workflows. So I am selecting the template here. Okay, under this template, you have mentioned, so the branch template. So you have mentioned that information here. Okay. So what are all the controllers? So that are going to be part of so this branch control plane. So we have selected this controllers information, controller 01, controller 02. As we have selected, so both the controllers, so the branch has established the BGP peering, so between both the controllers. Okay. So here you could see that 64.1 and then 64.2. Right. So now, so as the branch is connected towards the director, okay, so everything, so we are going to manage, so everything related to this branch, so we are going to manage it from the directory itself. So for example, I'm going to the monitor tab, I'm seeing the devices list, I'm selecting this branch 110. Okay, so now I wanted to see the branch 110 specific information. So we are under the branch 110 UI, and we could monitor the particular branch. Is that clear? So how did we create all these options? Okay, so how we created
The IP range 10.1.64 range that we have reserved for the tunnel, right? Earlier.
IP addresses, these are all coming from the directory itself.
Yeah, we have reserved one range from there. It is.
Exactly. So under this administration, okay, so I showed this information actually, the SD-WAN settings. Under this SD-WAN settings, so you have this IP prefix.
Yeah, right. Maximum organization. Okay, from here.
From here it has
Yeah.
so it is from the pool and it has assigned that IP.
Hari, what is the IP 169.254?